Narcissistic people are quite difficult to spot in society when we don't understand that people like this exist. Once we do see it within people, it's difficult to then unsee it. So this video is traits of narcissistic people. Some people are just negative. Some people are just toxic. We don't need to have a personality disorder for somebody to be toxic. People can be toxic without having a personality disorder. Abuse is abuse. There is no excuse. Narcissist personality disorder is often a reason behind somebody's behaviour. It is never to excuse someone's behaviour. So some people are just toxic. If they are on the narcissist personality disorder spectrum or not, toxic people will do their best to bring you down to their level. They exploit those around them. They drain your emotions, your health, your finances, your energy. They hold you back and they cause you pain. They just have a negative impact on your well-being and your mental health. Toxic people will take all your hopes and dreams, then use them against you to hurt you. They will steal all your joy and all your happiness, leaving you stressed with possible health problems, anxiety, trauma bonding, depression, and a lot of anger and resentment, as well as so much confusion on everything you've just been through. Once you free yourself from these kinds of people and start rebuilding on yourself, your life will become much clearer and so much happier. Although narcissists lack empathy and all are potentially physically dangerous, not all are physically dangerous. They all affect you mentally when you don't understand what kinds of people they are and what they are doing to you. Some you do just have to walk away from and go no contact. Others, once you learn how to handle your emotions and your responses, your reactions around them, still wouldn't recommend spending too much time around them, especially if you're not fully recovered. Still, if you can go to the limited contact and grey rock method, you can spend limited time around them. Others you would need to move miles away from or go no contact. So if you spot these signs in people you meet, just take the relationship or friendship slow. Watch their actions and their words. Make sure they match up. Some people do have one or two traits of narcissism. However, they're not always toxic. They've just been through life and need a little help. Others use the things they've been through to exploit others. So don't get in too deep until you fully know who somebody is. Negative. Narcissists are primarily negative people. They are negative about anything and everything. They are envious of others. They hold a lot of grudges. Therefore, they tend to try to pull other people down. Only positive in a moment that benefits them. Always putting others down to make themselves feel better. Sometimes we go through negative times in life. Some people do just need support to get through this. However, they don't go around trying to take everyone else down with them in the process, as they have the empathy to care for others. Listen closely to the stories they tell you, the words that they use, and how they express their opinions and their feelings of other people. Impatient. Narcissists are the self-entitled people, so they believe they should just have what they want when they want, whenever they want it. So they can be extremely impatient people. We can all have moments of being impatient at times. Toxic people, because they feel entitled, so they can come across as impatient most of the time. Observe how quickly they are to sulk or get angry when things don't go their way, or as fast as they want them to go. Watch how they treat others. If they treat others as beneath them, you could be dealing with a toxic person. If someone reacts when someone provokes, they just need to learn how to not react. So if someone's quick to anger when somebody is provoking them, then they could have been through something in life and just recovering from the trauma. If someone starts going into an anger or a rage just because they didn't get their own way, you're dealing with a toxic person. If someone goes around provoking others for no reason at all than to make themselves feel better, they are toxic. If someone goes around talking badly to the staff that are serving them, they're getting paid a job to serve that person, and they don't respect that person, there's a good chance they are toxic. Envious. Narcissistic people are extremely envious and extremely jealous of others, making them highly competitive in all areas of their lives. Some people are competitive, however, they still wish others well. They just wish to improve themselves to beat others. Narcissistic people will usually try to pull others down to feel better about themselves. Competitive people will motivate themselves to do better without harming others in the process. Narcissistic people will manipulate, they will lie, they will cheat, and they will tear others down to feel better within. The woe is me, the victim mindset. Narcissists are always the victim in every story of things that haven't worked out for them, haven't gone their way, often making out that they tried to be the hero. Most people who have had a tough time will go through a period in the recovery of having a victim mindset. Yet, they'll not want to stay stuck. They'll move past this, often blaming both parties. Listen closely to the stories people tell and just how many they've tried to help and fallen victim to. Narcissists often believe that all others are the problem and accept no responsibility for their behaviour. Most people have been a victim of something throughout their lives. Most people try to overcome this. Narcissistic people use it as leverage to exploit people, to get people's sympathy, to use people. Quick to anger. Narcissists take everything far too personally and often feel criticism even when it's not about them. Some people are naturally sensitive or they've been hurt in the past. However, they would not punish others if they felt criticised. They will either go into a shell or try to talk about it. They will internalise it. They will question themselves and doubt themselves. Narcissistic people often go on the attack to try and hurt you back. Remember, what others say about you is more about themselves than it ever is you. When someone blames all others for their failings in life, they are a toxic person. If someone says they are the way they are because of some history with one person, they need help and understanding, as they are not blaming everyone. Most often they will be blaming themselves. Don't listen to others' opinions of you. Listen to your instincts. When it comes to toxic people, watch the lead up to how they behave. If nobody has provoked them and they fly into a rage, that is on them. If they're not getting their own way and they start sulking and they start going into the silent treatment, that is on them. They are trying to manipulate to get their own way. If someone is being provoked, if someone is having the things that they care about the most used against them and they start to anger quickly, that is because somebody is manipulating their emotions and they need the help and the understanding and the support. If someone has fallen silent, yet not in a way to hurt you, they could be hurting within themselves. It's all the lead up to how narcissistic people react and how a genuine victim reacts. Holds a lot of grudges. Narcissists hold a lot of pain, anger and resentment, often holding on to grudges and wanting to seek revenge. If someone holds many grievances about their past, they may still need to work on it. Most genuine people can go through a stage of wanting revenge. Most move past this stage. It is normal to hold resentment against somebody who has hurt you, who has let you down. It's a process of emotions that many people have to go through. Not everybody goes through, many people have to go through. However, they don't seek to go around destroying everybody. And if they did manage to seek revenge on someone, they would most likely feel bad. When a narcissist is hell-bent on revenge, when they are holding grudges, they are stuck on seeking revenge. Then they are toxic. When you don't help them seek revenge on others, narcissists like to gain enablers and flying monkeys. So when you don't help them, they might seek to punish you. Most of us have had times of pain, anger, resentment and wanting revenge. It's human nature when our feelings get hurt. But as we build ourselves back up, heal and find our own inner happiness again, we move past it. Those who do not move past it could be toxic. Judgmental. Narcissistic people are highly judgmental of others, often negative. It's okay to be cautious once you become wise, but never judge a book by its cover, because often a narcissist sells you an illusion of who they claim themselves to be that gives you a perception of them as a genuine person, as a good person, so that we don't see who they truly are. It's okay to form a judgment of others in order to protect yourself. It's not okay to form a judgment in others in order to pull other people down to feel better about who you are as a person, which is narcissistic people do. They are highly envious of others, so they are extremely judgmental. So they form a judgment of others to pull others down to feel better about themselves. Always get to know people on a level of who they indeed are before you give them any more of your emotions, so that you can walk away quicker and easier. Everyone makes mistakes. Still, if people keep making the same mistake that hurt you or those around them, it's not a mistake, it's who they are, and it's time to leave them be. People that like to make others suffer, that like to make life difficult for others, are usually suffering deep within themselves. However, if they cannot recognise what they do to others, you cannot help them. Lack empathy. Narcissistic people lack in empathy and compassion. They are unable to put themselves in another person's shoes, often being extremely negative, judgmental and cruel towards others. You cannot help someone who lacks the empathy to care for other people. It's okay to walk away. It doesn't mean you don't empathise with them. It means you respect your own values and mental health more than those who are willing to pull you down. It is far easier to pull someone down than it is to raise another person up. Cheating. Cheating is a choice. Now, some that have been driven to the depths of despair may cheat, yet they would not feel good and they would not choose cheating as a life pattern. Narcissistic people, if they cannot win, they will cheat their way out of any situation. They will cheat their way into a situation that benefits them. They enjoy the thrill of cheating on partners and will usually have a pattern of cheating. If someone comes to you through cheating, no matter what the lies and the excuses were, they will often leave you by cheating. People do make mistakes, but if they keep making the same mistake, it's no longer a mistake, it's a pattern of behaviour, it's a choice, it's a lifestyle. And when it comes to narcissistic people, they might not cheat on you with another person, but narcissists will cheat you out of your happiness, your joy, your self-respect, your self-esteem, your homes, your livelihoods, your friendships. They will cheat you out of so many things with their manipulative behaviour. Liars. Lying about anything and everything. Some people do tell white lies. A lie, if they believe, would protect someone's feelings, although they would feel bad and make them clean. When it comes to white lies, it might be because they've heard something from somebody else and they don't want to be the one that brings themselves to tell that other person, yet they feel bad about it. Narcissistic people will outright lie, and they will carry on lying to cover their original lies, and they will deny they ever lied in the first place, as they are only interested in protecting themselves. Even when caught with facts and evidence, they are pathological liars, and they will find a way to pin the blame onto somebody else. Coercive, controlling. Narcissistic people are extremely controlling, wanting everything and everything their own way. Some people do like things a certain way, and these can be good habits. But if someone is never willing to compromise, never willing to see it from your point of view, never willing to listen, and they will only do so if they have something to gain, this is the sign of a toxic person. Narcissistic people can manipulate, they can gaslight to the point covertly so you don't see what's happening, where they are controlling when and where you sleep, what you eat, what you wear, where you go, who you spend your time with, from causing arguments before you go, when you come home, making life difficult for you and then accusing you of making life difficult for them, falling silent on you, sulking on you, playing the victim. Narcissists find ways to coercively control your life. They find ways to plant those seeds of self-doubt within your mind, to plant that fear within you, so you do as they please and not as you would like to do, not how you would like to live your life. No accountability. Narcissistic people are never responsible for their own behaviour. They always find a scapegoat to pass the blame over to. They will never be held accountable for their own behaviour. They're always looking for a scapegoat to pass the blame over to. And when someone doesn't take responsibility for their behaviour, they're not going to change their behaviour because they don't see themselves as the problem. They never see any part they played in any given situation, always looking for someone else to blame. Sometimes we do believe that we are right. Even then we are willing to take on board others' opinions and advice and then decide. Narcissistic people don't do this. Narcissistic people, to them they are right, and they will make out that all others are in the wrong. When around people who are always right, it is very challenging to be around these people, because if they're always right, you're the one that's always going to be made to feel like you are in the wrong, that you can't do anything right by them without doing anything wrong by them. When people can't take ownership of their own behaviour, they're not going to change their behaviour. When people take ownership of their own behaviour and are manipulated into taking ownership of other people's behaviour, they constantly change who they are to try and suit those around them, not realising they're losing themselves. There is nothing wrong with taking responsibility for your own behaviour. However, at some point, we have to learn to pass responsibility back to the rightful owner for theirs. When dealing with narcissistic people, there's no point in calling them out. There's no point in calling people out. People call other people out on behaviour in order to protect themselves. It's good to call people out in your own mindset. It's good to chat with people to gain a level of understanding and awareness. However, calling people out to bring other people down is what narcissistic people do, so that they can take control of the given situation. Some people can do these things sometimes throughout their life, depending on what they are going through. However, they will grow through it. They will learn through it. Narcissistic people will do at least one most of the time, and they will keep repeating the same patterns of behaviour because it's who they are as a person. I shall add in the video description the 2 sides to a narcissist after you go no contact, and 15 things narcissistic people say to distract you from the truth. If anyone has any signs of a narcissistic person they've noticed, please add those into the comments to create a kind of glossary for those reading through. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.